What happens when a $1 trillion financial giant decides it wants a permanent seat at the crypto table? Today, on the 23rd of July, 2026, South Korea answered that question in dramatic fashion. The country's oldest cryptocurrency exchange has officially joined the Mirae Group family, a conglomerate that manages over $1 trillion in assets across global markets. This is not a small deal. This is one of the most consequential acquisitions in the history of Asian digital finance. South Korea's crypto industry, already home to some of the world's most active retail traders, has just seen its most established exchange absorbed into a colossus that spans asset management, brokerage, insurance, and investment banking. The question everyone in the market is asking right now is simple: what does this mean, and should you be paying attention? The short answer is yes, absolutely, and here is why. To understand why this deal carries such weight, you need to know who Mirae Group actually is. Mirae Asset, at its core, is one of South Korea's most powerful financial institutions, founded in 1997 by Chairman Park Hyun-ju in Seoul. Over the past 3 decades, it has grown from a domestic fund management firm into a genuine global powerhouse. Today, the Mirae Group collectively manages over $1 trillion in assets, with operations spanning South Korea, the United States, India, China, Brazil, and well beyond. Mirae Asset Global Investments alone stands as one of the largest exchange-traded fund providers across Asia. The group also controls Mirae Asset Securities, one of South Korea's leading brokerage houses. This is a firm that is deeply and profitably embedded in traditional finance, which makes its decisive move into cryptocurrency not just notable but genuinely historic. The $1 trillion figure is not marketing language. It is the full weight of institutional capital now sitting behind this exchange. South Korea's oldest cryptocurrency exchange has been operating since the very early days of Bitcoin adoption in the country. Founded in 2013, it was among the first platforms to allow South Korean retail investors to buy and sell digital assets at a time when most of the financial world had never heard of blockchain technology. Over the following decade, it weathered intense regulatory crackdowns, multiple market crashes, the catastrophic collapse of the Terra Luna ecosystem in May 2022, and successive waves of global crypto volatility that wiped out less resilient competitors. Despite constant pressure from newer, better-funded platforms with larger marketing budgets, it maintained its position as a trusted name in the Korean market, carrying the institutional credibility that comes only from more than a decade of uninterrupted operations. Its user base, built through years of continuous service, represents some of the most experienced and committed retail crypto participants anywhere in the world. That accumulated trust is precisely what Mirae Group has now paid to acquire. The specifics of the acquisition, confirmed on the 23rd of July, 2026, place this exchange firmly under the Mirae Group corporate umbrella. While the precise financial terms of the transaction have not been fully disclosed at the time of this recording, the strategic logic is crystal clear. For a group of Mirae's scale, cryptocurrency is no longer a speculative sideshow reserved for retail enthusiasts. It is increasingly a core asset class that institutional clients and high-net-worth individuals are demanding direct, regulated exposure to. By absorbing South Korea's oldest and arguably most reputable exchange, Mirae gains instant market credibility, a fully licensed operating infrastructure, and direct access to millions of existing retail customers who already trust the platform with their savings. This is a vertical integration play at its most deliberate. Mirae is not merely buying a company. It is purchasing a licensed and battle-tested gateway into the entire Korean crypto economy, at exactly the moment that economy is about to mature. The timing of this acquisition becomes especially interesting when you consider what is happening in South Korea's regulatory environment right now. As of the 19th of July, 2026, South Korea's digital asset bill has stalled once again in the National Assembly, with key disagreements between lawmakers still unresolved after months of debate. For a major financial institution like Mirae Group, that regulatory uncertainty cuts sharply in 2 directions. On one hand, it creates operational risk for anyone trying to build a new platform from scratch. On the other, it creates genuine strategic advantage for anyone who already holds a license. By owning an already licensed, already operational, already reputable exchange, Mirae effectively insulates itself from the license scramble that will follow whenever the digital asset bill finally does pass. Whichever regulatory framework eventually emerges from the National Assembly, Mirae will already have a fully compliant platform with years of clean regulatory history behind it. In uncertain regulatory climates, existing licenses are worth considerably more than new applications. The market reaction to this news has been swift. South Korea's crypto trading volumes have historically been among the highest per capita anywhere in the world, a phenomenon that drew global attention during periods of intense retail enthusiasm in earlier years. The injection of institutional credibility that now comes with Mirae Group ownership is likely to accelerate trading activity and investor confidence further, not dampen it. Retail investors in South Korea have long operated in a market deliberately dominated by domestic platforms, partly because of strict regulatory constraints on foreign exchange usage. Mirae's involvement opens the prospect of deeper liquidity pools, more sophisticated structured financial products, and potentially new connections to international capital that individual retail traders currently cannot access. For institutional investors watching from abroad, particularly in the United States, Europe, and the Gulf, this signals clearly that South Korean crypto is maturing into a market that deserves serious global allocation consideration. So what does all of this actually mean if you are an ordinary crypto investor, whether you are based in Seoul, London, New York, or anywhere else? First, it signals that the era of crypto exchanges operating as standalone, scrappy startups is drawing firmly to a close. When a trillion-dollar conglomerate acquires the oldest exchange in one of the world's most active crypto markets, it validates digital assets as a permanent fixture of the financial landscape, full stop. Second, it raises the bar for consumer protection and operational standards across the entire sector. Mirae Group's financial compliance infrastructure is vastly more sophisticated than anything a typical crypto-native firm currently maintains. Third, and most importantly for the average user, it raises the genuine probability of entirely new financial products appearing: crypto exchange-traded funds, yield-bearing savings accounts, and institutional custody solutions that currently do not exist at meaningful scale in the Korean retail market. Those products could arrive sooner than most people expect. Looking ahead, today's acquisition is very likely to be just the opening move in a much larger consolidation wave across Asian crypto markets. South Korea, Japan, Singapore, and Hong Kong are all home to well-established exchanges that major financial institutions are now actively evaluating for acquisition. Mirae Group's decisive and very public move today will almost certainly prompt direct competitors, including KB Financial Group and Shinhan Financial Group, to accelerate their own digital asset strategies before the most valuable and most licensed assets are taken permanently off the table. The digital asset bill in the National Assembly, when it eventually passes, will then accelerate this process further still by providing the precise regulatory clarity that institutional buyers need in order to commit serious capital at scale. The window for traditional finance to enter the crypto space on genuinely favorable terms is narrowing quickly. Mirae has demonstrated that it understands this reality, and its rivals will be watching every development closely from here. To bring everything together, South Korea's oldest cryptocurrency exchange has officially joined the $1 trillion Mirae Group family as of the 23rd of July, 2026. This deal represents far more than a single corporate transaction, significant as that transaction is. It is a clear and unmistakable signal that institutional finance in Asia is no longer cautiously dipping a toe into digital assets but committing fully, publicly, and at scale. For long-term crypto believers, it is a validation of the asset class. For South Korean regulators still arguing over the digital asset bill in the National Assembly, it is a fresh challenge to deliver a framework that matches the pace of market reality. And for investors of every kind, it is an urgent reminder to watch South Korea's rapidly evolving digital asset landscape very carefully over the months ahead. Thank you for watching. If this analysis was useful to you, please subscribe and share it, because the next chapter of this story is going to move fast.